You didn't think it was bad? What parts were good? The the rushed character development that we didn't get, where all of a sudden he was the son of Maximus, even though there was no implication in the first movie that he had a kid with the woman or that Lucius was his son. I'm curious because I feel like you're a movie person who understands where I'm at. For you to say it wasn't bad is interesting. I had to rewatch it like an extra time because I think I like dozed off during the first time I watched it, or I just wasn't paying attention. It was not an interesting movie. Okay, what happened to this pack? I don't think I've ever had a pack opening failure of this magnitude. I think your comment about liking the movie actually threw me off. There was the first met him. Dude, I don't remember in the first movie at all that it was implied that Lucius was his son. But regardless, let's talk about the fight scenes. Some of the fight scenes in the first Gladiator movie, I remember reading online because I was looking it up just to see curiosity of how it was taken, like the movie. Some of the fight scenes, I guess, were like 4 minutes, 5 minutes in the original Gladiator. And these fight scenes were like 30 seconds, a minute maybe. The movie's called Gladiator. What are we doing? People were saying, and I'm going to have to agree, that it was the same plot as the first one with somehow worse, like just a worse story. Gotta dive deep into the movie. Can't compare the two. It's literally the sequel. You have to compare the two. There's no other better comparison. What are you going to compare Rush Hour to? To Rush Hour 2. Psychic. By the way, trainer, all ready for Rebecca. Sorry. I just like when we can have discussions like this. No, I haven't. Because no matter how hard you try, they can never beat the first movie. Then don't make it. That should be what you strive for. You should strive to be as good as, if not better than the last movie. Otherwise, why are you making it? Did they get into a room and they said, like, let's make a half, like, just very less remarkable version of the first one? They spent a lot of money on that. In terms of entertainment, it was entertaining. I mean, a lot of things are entertaining. I have this toy that I bought for Luna. It's a bone that reacts to touch and it like spins and like it's really entertaining to watch her play with that. But if that's like what we're going to use as like the basis of was it a good movie, I don't think we're in a good spot. Kind of a cross between Gladiator and 300. The story moved very fast. There wasn't any significant moments. When you make a movie, right? Like, a lot of thought and money is going into it. Every second on screen should be meaningful. I feel like that's like where these issues are coming up. Well, I watch a sequel to a very amazing movie, and I expect to see at least something, some semblance of the first. I mean, it's kind of hard not to nitpick because without the first movie, there is no sequel. The whole reason why the sequel was made was because of the first movie. So you kind of have to. If it was a movie on its own, okay, then maybe I'll be more lenient, but like, still. I hear what you're saying, but like, because it's a sequel, it needs to be held to a higher standard. You can still make that quality of a movie if you just put thought into the script. The first movie had an amazing story. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving it, though? Sorry, my music stopped. I'm surprised you're not jumping in on this, Mr. Baker. Not a movie guy, maybe. But yeah, I never watched Spartacus, the show. But you said it's like a cross between the two. You haven't seen the original? Okay, well, you can add that to your list of movies to watch, because that is quite literally like one of the greatest movies of that era. Gotcha. Well, seeing as I am an adult, I can watch it then. Thankfully. You'll watch it one day? You definitely should. If Rebecca hasn't seen it, also a great movie if she's a movie person. In terms of entertainment, it was entertaining, 2.5 hours. Wait, you're telling me that Gladiator 2 was 2.5 hours? How long was the first one? You've seen it and Spartacus? Have you seen the sequel? Negative? Okay. You're not missing much. You heard it here first. I watched it for you, so you don't have to. Kind of lackluster. But if you pretend like it's not a sequel to the first movie, then you can enjoy it more. It's amazing that in 2.5 hours, just basically the same amount of time, they couldn't fill it. They rushed the story along. No background was given to Denzel. as a character, just all of a sudden he's evil. I was like, what's going on here? They didn't cover how the twins rose to power. But yeah, I don't know. When I think of that movie, I think of video games the same way. They had to make cuts when they made the original Pokemon, like red and blue and yellow. And they fit it on, what, 8 megabits? We have infinite storage and can't fill it. No creativity can fill it. I looked up if they actually had naval battles in a coliseum, and that was actually historically accurate. They actually did that. I was a little bit skeptical about that. But in the coliseum, they filled it with water. Teacher? Yeah, just not with sharks. They didn't have the CGI back then. Okay. That's a pretty large hit. I don't know last time I saw that card. So, Rebecca, do you have a favorite Pokemon? Sorry, we got into this heated discussion. I like having these heated discussions. Not even heated, just passionate. Umbreon? Okay. Melmetal. Umbreon's a good one. Mine is Raichu. Always has been. Always will be. That's a Ditto. So that's double colorless right there. Jace, very good. Charizard. The Bidoof Ditto, dude. The Doofer. Well, it's not Articuno, especially after your incident with it. It's interesting that Charizard has become the favorite, because in the game, he actually was, like, pretty bad. Like, in terms of, like, an endgame starter. Just got destroyed by water. When pulling you a card. That's funny, because last break you were in, I'm pretty sure you got some good stuff, but that's okay. You know, people lie sometimes. It's alright. A Machamp. Alright, last hit is water so far. Are you in this break? You got a dragon card. Alright, it went from grass to trainer. Now trainer's the last hit. Loki comes here just to see if the last hit is trainer. But I'll take it. Alright, trainer again. Maybe that was my plan all along, though, was to keep you coming back to try and prove me wrong. So either way, I win. Wouldn't that be something? Still trainer? Will it hold? Trainer again? Oh man. That's a lot of trainers with 2 packs left. You're in the next 2 breaks, so it's working? Let's go, dude. Big Brian. I thought that was a Pokeball for a second, but it's not. Still trainer. 1 pack left. Will Becca get a graded card in her first break? Or will someone snipe it? And Becca, you got your first break. You got a graded card. Congrats to you. Already putting Mr. Baker to shame. You can talk smack to him. He needs to be humbled a little bit. All right, let's see what you get. You're Weezing? Weezing is a Pokemon too. That's what evolves from coughing. That's the chain smoking Pokemon. Pack a day for sure. All that Weezing is good for is using self-destruct. Let's be honest with ourselves. What's up, Mr. Dominic? All right, let's see what the graded card is. Also, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I opened this game called Rocket League that I hadn't played for a while. And after just 2 games, I closed it and never opened it again. After having a teammate just score an own goal in 2 games in a row, I was like, all right, we're done with this. Skill gap too big for you? Yeah. I'm like a functioning human being, maybe a little bit higher than that in terms of like playing games, and then my teammates are just like a paperclip, inanimate object. If that's what you're talking about, yeah. When I'm playing against 4 people instead of 3. That's a base set Nidoking. PSA 9. Hollow. Becca, that's a pretty good first break. Let me tell you, not a lot of people can say they got a base set card in their first break. That is a very nice card. You are very welcome. Congrats to you. That is all yours. And no, I didn't write it on the slab. Because I've had people be like, what are you doing writing on the card? There's a bag over it. Oh, did I keep her up past her bedtime? I am sorry. Make sure to never let him forget how good you did on your first break. Well, regardless, if you are going to sleep, welcome. Welcome to the family, and look how good you did already. With one spot. That's how it's done right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see how we're looking for break 2. Break 2 is good to go. But yeah, my recent experience with Rocket League, not great. People said that making it free to play ruined the game. I might be in agreement with that. Too many randos are just horrible. Either that or they gotta fix like the rank system. The teammates that I had, I should not have had in Platinum. And I know Platinum is like where the most of the population is, blah, blah, blah. But like, it shouldn't be. Those people need to be like in Bronze and Iron, and they need to stay there for a while. Maybe figure out how to play. I don't know. I'm like in the spot where like no game is like really scratching the itch right now, and it's kind of aggravating me. I haven't decided what direction I'm gonna go yet. If I'm gonna go back to DayZ, if I'm gonna fire up Sea of Thieves to be disappointed again. Chow Garden is pretty good. Been dumpstering on kids in Rocket League lately. Solo though? Chow Garden is honestly like it could be its own game, and I don't know why it isn't yet. I don't think like these game companies or developers, they just don't get it. They don't understand what we really want. Soul Silver. Chow Garden is 10 out of 10. Twos. Maybe I need to get out of threes then. Maybe twos is easier to carry. You can't carry someone though, dude, that's like actively working against you. Even if they like don't mean it. Like I've even like some games I've just let them go run off with the ball. I'll defend, and then they slam into me, and then the enemy scores. How am I supposed to do anything? But, like, I shouldn't need to play with someone if I want to, like, do well in a game. Like, if that's the case, then, like, it's inherently, like, just a bad game. You've been grinding old school RuneScape for the last 4 months? That's dedication. I used to bot that game and then sell the gold. I think I played that game for a whole 10 minutes just setting up the bot. Not even kidding. I played Classic WoW again, fresh. I'm taking a little break from it just because, like, it was getting to the point where I was, like, just not enjoying it again. Those ranks are just full of chasers. I just won't play the game. Like, if I'm going to get aggravated every game, or I can't play it unless there's someone else on, I'm just not going to play it. Like, why bother? Real man, pick a number. 1, 5, 8, 15, 16, 20. Because you told him to pick 20 before the stream started. I don't even know what's in the envelopes. I'm going to be honest with you. Not that anyone accused me. It would have been really funny if we got the base set Zard before I even knew it was in there. Because Nick asked me, he's like, what have you pulled out of there? I was like, I mean, like, they've been good cards. And he's like, I didn't even tell you what was in it. And I was like, what? He's like, base set Zard. I was like, oh. He's like, there's other good stuff too. And I'm just like, just let it be a surprise. Now, Hostile, old school RuneScape, did you play OG RuneScape? Because, like, I didn't. Dylan, I believe. I haven't seen him in chat. Lapras, water. Like, Hearthstone Battlegrounds got stale for me. All the games lately are just not doing it. I don't know why. When you were a kid, you did, but this is your first account since then? Gotcha. Nick, the person who ships the cards, he's RuneScape till he dies, dude. I think it's the only game he's ever played. When I see him in chat, Dominic, I'll let you know. I haven't seen him. Ooh, that's a ditto. You actually got shadow banned on COD and picked up. What'd you get shadow banned for? Are you one of those cheaters, dude? I know there's like been a lot of like interesting things going on in the COD universe in terms of bans. They just have been banning everybody, but like they just miss the targets. Because you play hardcore search and everyone thinks you're cheating if you drop 15. Fair, fair. That's an interesting name. What's up? Steel? Is that you, Logan? Let's go. You got to do some battlegrounds for coins to do more arenas. True. Battlegrounds has gotten stale for me too. Like it's just not doing it for me. I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe I'll try Counter-Strike out again. Hostile. The main reason for it is people know that there's nothing being done for cheaters. And there's just, it's so rampant that everyone just assumes at this point. Which is not the fault of anyone who's actually good at the game. That's what's sad. Not yet. Still waiting. Zoom in. Thank you for that sub. These PSA cards in the breaks are ones that we've had in storage. Just saving them for a rainy day like this. Zoom in. Thank you very much. You get duped on if you play Respawn. I just got a high search IQ. It's all I play since... If they see you getting farmed in Respawn, they wouldn't report you. I mean... It's... At least for me, like... When I was playing, like, Sea of Thieves... And Sea of Thieves was just, like, ground zero with hackers. They've done nothing for cheaters. So... After I was, like, grinding... doing the Hourglass battles to get the Ghost Curse, I would say after like 200 battles that I have a pretty good grip of like what's going on and I was improving. You could tell immediately when someone is like cheating. Same with Counter-Strike. Oh my gosh. Is that even possible? All right, trainer, go off. It's so obvious when someone is cheating. I feel like you can't call someone out for cheating until you have a good grip on the game, a good understanding of it. How is the Call of Duty universe doing? Zombies died so fast and hard that like it made me sad. But I never played the actual like game. I just played zombies. Call of Duty has Seth Rogen now? Oh, another reason to not play. To hear his, like, annoying stoner laugh. COD is a dying game because of the hackers, much like a lot of games. Okay, code is in the wrong spot. That screwed up everything. COD system is jacked if a whole team is playing together and they all report you. That's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is these companies don't want to dedicate any actual people to the issue. So what they have is, if someone gets reported enough, then they get banned, which then turns into not a good system. It's not the way to do it. It's like the perfect environment for people to cheat. Because people who cheat are weak-minded and they can't handle not being good at something or having to work at it. Getting into the psychology of it is a waste of time. What they need to get into is going after these companies that are making the money. Like in Sea of Thieves, I was watching a YouTube video where like a streamer couldn't even play the game because whenever he got onto a server, someone was stream sniping and would just crash the server that he was playing on. Which is nuts. What do we got here? They say they're shutting down cheat companies, but it's Activision employees selling the... Well, they can't shut down any company that's in Russia or in China. It's not going to happen. They have no way to, like, deter it or prevent it, literally. The biggest cheat company, I'm pretty sure, is in Russia. He went on some dude's YouTube channel and did an interview. But yeah, I'm sure there's that too, that they sell, or they probably make money off of the cheats. If the company agreed to give a cut to Activision, they're not going to say no. They got shareholders. Dragon is the last hit. Tetsugiri. It's a good looking card. Alright, we got Trainer. That'll be good. Still trainer. Now it's fighting. Well, have you seen how I displayed my cards in the collection room, where you just nail in a little bit of crown or trim, just bump it out and make a little ledge. Still fighting. One more pack. Trainer. Trainer snipes it. Very lucky. Brian, why are you trying to give me notifications? You saw it coming? You didn't see it coming on Friday. Brian, you have the graded card. You did get that Lapras, though. Oh, and you had some good water heads. Making me think it was a drought for you. But obviously, you know, you're rooting for the graded card. I get it. All right. Let's see what you get. All right, Brian. Good luck, good luck. Gem Mint 10. Charizard promo. Gorgeous. These have been going up along with other promos as well. Very good card to have. I've never made anything that would have been lockable, but I'm sure there's stuff out there that you can maybe model it off of, Dominic. All right, last break is full. All right, there we go. All right. Logan, you pick a number. 1, 5, 8, 15, 16. 1, 5, 8, 16. 1, 5, 8, 15, 16. 1, all right. 1 it is. This mountain of packs in the garbage can has become unmanageable. Oh, all good, man. Welcome back. The welcome back luck has been killing it for most people. I already randomized. What am I doing? I need a print. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Hopefully I can add to your collection tonight, which I will no matter what, but, you know, you hate to hear that. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, good luck, everybody. Pokemon, thanks for that sub. Much appreciated. Got to throw these packs a little harder to make it over this mountain that has accumulated on the side of my desk. Why don't you clean it up, Beach? Because I didn't feel like it. Sometimes I like just to leave the mess. A mongoose. Alright, grass, go off. There you go, Jace. But yeah, Logan, like we were talking about before I started the stream, If it's not a priest or shaman deck in Hearthstone Arena, I have zero confidence in making it to, like, even trying to make it to 12 wins. And even sometimes I'll have a perfect draft with, like, a priest deck, and it won't make it out of 6 wins. Just because everyone's deck is, like, that much more insane. They could just discover one card that ends the game. Death Knight doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. I don't even know why Death Knight is the top performer in Arena. Because, like, whenever I play it, it doesn't happen for me. Maybe I'm not just, like, I'm getting, like... Because I see what people play whenever I play against them. So I know what I'm going to pick. I think their discovers are more potent, though. Because you can just have a discover with Dark Gift, and they're all duds. I've had it happen. You mean before all the cards had paragraphs on them? I don't know how anyone finishes a game of that, because you have paragraphs interacting with each other. Alright, Grass. Grass on steroids right now. Dark, by the way, you got the Zoroark. The problem with that game, Hostile, a new player can't just get into it. And that's not even the reason why I don't play it. I just don't play it because I don't know, it doesn't do it for me the way they used to. But it's... when you have two paragraphs interacting with each other, you're not playing the game anymore. You have to sit down and, like, look it up. Like, oh, what happens now that I put this card down? It has a paragraph and yours does. So now what? I'm getting into the bet? No. Even with getting consistently closer to 12 wins, I wouldn't take that bet. Nope. Just because you could go against someone who has a bad deck, but they discover one busted card, and it just ends the game. That Druid deck, I think I had 4 of the Discover Legendary with a Dark Gift cards. I think that's the reason why I even made it to 6 wins. But then you get matched up against a mage and you die in 4 turns. Everything is hitting face, ignoring your minions, and you can never recover. Their name isn't even in English usually, it's some wingding characters. Not even kidding. It's not any language that I've ever seen. One dude's name I played against was literally just squiggly lines. Like, not any known language I know has that as any letters. They were just like squiggles. Colorless. Well, you're getting more consistently to 3 wins, Dominic, which is good. It's improvement. Basic rule of thumb, choose any card that discovers another card. If you have more of those than your opponent, you have a good chance. If you're playing cards from your hand and your hand size isn't going down, you're doing it right. Every time I pick Druid, I try to get that one card, the legendary. If you have no duplicates, you just get imbues with nature spells. Never happens for me. I never even get the legendary. That's the only time Druid is actually good. You got to be very careful when you pick one of those legendaries, because then you have to make sure that you can never get duplicates. Because sometimes they'll offer you 3 cards that are all duplicates, like towards the end of it. And that's just a heartbreak. Very nice Gyarados. Mark, that is yours. Hostile, which spot are you? Are you water? Or are you trainer? Or are you Dragon Steel? Because there's a couple names in here. Trainer, okay. I remember your Twitch name, but I hadn't seen your actual name for a while. My B. Still water right now? Well, trainer, you already got some good cards. If trainer gets... Nah, I can't even do it that way. I was going to say the last pack energy card, but then the trainer wouldn't have any chance. It still hasn't happened enough. The majority of graded cards have not gone to trainer. Colorless? Ooh, went to trainer, then back to electric. Jace, you're the last hit right now. Only half? Negative. If I have to go back and tally them up on the replays, which I don't even have to because I remember, no. I don't even think it's a third. It's less than a third. Went from colorless back to trainer. Not a bad first break back, James. All right, 2 packs left. Psychic, back to grass. Man, it's bouncing right now. All right, grass is the last hit. We got 1 pack left. And it stays on grass. Jace, you are the winner of the graded card. Let's go. I think it's your second one, right? I think you got one on Friday. Still overall a pretty good break for everyone involved. Well, grass won that one. The break's not over until the very last pack, dude. Not bad. Especially with Prismatic, because you can get a God pack. It'll just go to the last hit. Let's see what Jace gets. I think that was the second graded card. He's doing well for himself. Looks like there's a Japanese card in here. Yo. Gem Min 10, VMAX Ditto. From Shiny Star V. Is that really what the set was called? That's so weird. Why does that sound wrong in my head? I know it's right, but why does it sound wrong? Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh!, whenever I see Jace's last name, that's literally Taya Gardner. Because it's just squiggly lines. Yeah, but not the same squiggly lines that I saw on Hearthstone. I can look at that and be like, okay, that's Japanese, maybe Chinese. Like when you're looking at it. What I saw was literally like, it looked like someone drew it. All right. That's all I'm going to do for this evening. Wednesday, we're going to go a little bit harder. And by the time we get to Friday, it's going to be nuts. No, original God Pack was Tag Team All-Stars, I thought. Unless Shiny Star V came out before. Those, like, all those sets blur together for me because I feel like they came out around the same time. You could be right. I thought it was... Maybe. Hard to remember, to be honest. That was the last good Japanese set. Don't let anyone tell you differently. But alright, guys. Grab those spots early. I'll go live earlier. And we can get some more heat because we got more slabs. Other than that, guys, love you all very, very much. You're all beautiful. Gaming channel.